All right, so something to just kind of play off this idea. We've already talked about a bunch of different characters. We've talked about, I guess, like the repercussions and stuff and whatever like that. But if you were given creative control and you could either make up a new superhero that was either transgender or lesbian or gay or bisexual or whatever the case may be, or you could change a different one. And this goes for movies, TV shows, comics, whatever, that kind of stuff. What would you do? Would you go with more of changing a character, and if so, who and why? And if you would go with making up a new character, pitch the idea. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I would change Miss Marvel and Spider-Woman because I want to see it. That's about it. I think we just create new characters. There's a bunch of characters already established with a legacy. And even when they do make a character gay or whatever, it really doesn't impact what they're doing anyway. It's just kind of like, hey, he's gay. So just make new ones. And then maybe make that kind of a hero for them to lean on. Why do you need to take the stuff we already created? But Miss Marvel and Spider-Woman, they should fuck.
Oh, God.
Caroline, Eddie, what do you think?
I would definitely create a new one. I think that it'd be really refreshing to see a new superhero that we grow with, just like we did with Spider-Man and Batman. Like, we've known these characters for so long, so why can't we just make a new one, a fresh one, that just happens to be gay? And so that way we would see what that character goes for, not only finding out about his powers, but also like trying to figure out about himself and doing it in a very tasteful way, in a way that wouldn't alienate any person of any like sexuality. It would just be another quality of that character. It wouldn't be like a defining thing about that character. It would just be like a side note. Oh, by the way, they're gay, and it doesn't affect the fact that that's awesome. It doesn't change the fact that that character still could be a really good character that would connect with a bunch of different people.
What about you, Eddie?
I second that. It's just, if you create a character for whatever reason, if it fits in the plot, it's everything is about story. Everything is about plot, and if the character develops to a certain point where his sexuality or her sexuality will emerge, that's fine. If I may point out a character in the Preacher series, there's a guy who actually likes to fuck animals. But that makes, Preacher takes place in the Deep South, and he's just displaying the kind of that whole stale environment where everything seems really, really backwater. I'm not criticizing those who might want to, whatever, adventure themselves with a member of the another species, whatever. But however, I'm just saying it is backwater. It's a dark comic, and there's just one of the guys. There's like, I think there's like two brothers, and one of the guys is like, he's just oh, there's a German Shepherd kind of sleeping there, and then there's an allusion to it. Obviously, he's like, hey. So he looks at the German Shepherd and says, "Nice night."
Wow.
And then after that, you assume something happened. Like, I only read a couple of Preacher comic books, but I know for a fact that there has been a lot of allusions to that one character having that kind of sexuality. But there's a place for it. It happens for a reason. It's really outlining the dark atmosphere of the comic. Otherwise, I have to say, it's just don't for the sake of it, don't, oh man, out of proportion, Dumbledore's gay. And I remember when my sister mentioned this Dumbledore's gay thing, I remember I actually read it somewhere online, and then I read another article about it, then another article popped up, and then something I'm like, wow, okay, this is totally a marketing scheme. Cause like, what, now people are going to start reading the book again, or new fans are going to emerge because, oh, there was a gay character. Oh, now I can totally relate. Like, I don't see it as anything other than just marketing. So I can't really take this stuff seriously.
And I'm going to go the total opposite route. I'm going to say don't make new characters, because I'm sick and tired of seeing so many characters. Like, I look at the X-Men series and I'm like, holy shit, we've got like hundreds and hundreds of X-Men, and I can't tell you anything about any of them other than like a core dozen. Like, Scott Summers has personality. Who the fuck is Hellion? Or like, I can tell you, you know, backstory between Wolverine and Jean Grey, and you know, Magneto's got this like really rich backstory and this real hardcore personality and stuff like that. And then you look at Rockslide and you look at Sunspot, and it's like, you know, Wolfsbane, pointless characters and stuff. Like, I want people to combine characters more than anything. So when somebody says like, well, you can make a new character, yeah, you can, but at the same time, I don't have any confidence that they can. Like, if they were going to make a new Avenger, and it was going to be like, we're making them, and they happen to be gay, or transgender, or whatever, I would be like, yeah, you know what? They're probably going to make it with that mentality of, let's make a transgender character, and all they're going to do is make them transgender, and they're going to have no other personality other than that.
Right.
While
that
you
makes
can
sense,
take a character like, say, Martian Manhunter, he could be bisexual. He could be bisexual and transgender because he can change his body. And you could just kind of say, well, in Martian culture, there's like no difference when it comes to bisexuality. Like, everybody just kind of connects through their telepathy. So he can shapeshift into a man or a woman or a black woman or an Asian man, or like, he could do any of that kind of stuff as it is. So if he's flexible like that, why not make his perception of love flexible? Or why not take, like, say, Cyborg and make him a gay character? Or make, like, you know, anybody who doesn't have like a firmly established canon. Like, you don't do it with Superman,
Right.
You don't do it with Batman, you don't do it with, say, Green Lantern or something like that. But you can make like a Green Lantern gay or something like that. Like, you can make Kilowog gay, and you could just be, you know, Kilowog happens to be gay, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't care. But if you've already got established Hal Jordan and Carol Ferris, keep him the way he is. And that kind of applies too with a lot of like changing the ethnicity or the gender of characters, because I would be fine with Cyborg being a woman, because Victor Stone is just kind of like, it's Victor Stone. I don't care about Victor Stone. And he could be Victoria Stone. And like, you know, if you were going to change a villain, you can make a villain any of those kind of things, or you can make a hero any of those things. It doesn't have to be one or the other, and it doesn't have to be, you know, you can only make, when they made the new Miss Marvel, what's her name, the Middle Eastern one?
I stopped reading when they made her Middle Eastern.
Because you like Carol Danvers.
Yeah, I still read that series, but I forget. She's got like a Mr. Fantastic type power. It's not even similar to what the Miss Marvel. Yeah, she can stretch or something.
Well, that sounds stupid.
Yeah, I wrote about it, but I didn't read it.
But like, they made that up, and they were like, well, let's make her Middle Eastern because we don't have any Middle Eastern things. And it's like, well, did you even need the character? Like,
Right.
you know, couldn't you have made, if you really went, we don't have any Middle Eastern characters, couldn't you have made maybe, I don't know, Scott Lang? Like,
Yeah.
He didn't need to be Paul Rudd. He could have been...
I think her name's Kamala Khan, the new one.
Yeah, she sounds like she should be in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Or in wrestling.
Yeah.
Kamala Khan with the...
There was actually a dude called Kamala
Yeah.
a long time ago.
She's from Jersey, though, so whoop whoop, represent.
So was Kamala, I guess.
Good part of Jersey or bad?
Jersey City, New Jersey. So they got as Jersey as they possibly could.
Ask a New Yorker, this is only bad.
Ask somebody from Philly,
Oh.
and they'll be like, oh, a place where I don't get shot. Okay, I like it.
God.
But no, I mean, I think that it boils down to you should have more diversity, but you shouldn't do it for the sake of publicity. And you should do it in a sense that, like, the characters can change over the years, but they shouldn't change just because you're getting pressure to do it or because you want to exploit it. And
Yeah.
too many people that are complaining don't see that as the bad side of things, because they just see the positive of that being out there. And I'll say it right now, I mean, people complain about everything. I read something the other day that really just pissed me off, and it's a total sidebar, but it shows the mentality of why people complain a lot, like why that's not a good reason to change a character just because somebody's complaining. Do you guys know that commercial of the peanut butter and jelly Pop-Tarts? Where
yes, the baby gets eaten.
Yeah, he's got your peanut butter, well, he's got your jelly, and then she's just
right.
like, that looks good, and whatever, and they go, oh, no, and the one goes, jam it.
Yeah.
I read a thing that said that there was a petition going out of a bunch of people complaining for 2 reasons. One, jam it is offensive.
Oh my God, really?
My kids are going to start repeating that, because kids repeat everything. And then
Jam
another group of people going, that's horrible that you're implying that a baby would be eaten. It's a fucking Pop-Tart.
It's a Pop-Tart.
You eat Pop-Tarts, and it's a cartoon. And even if it wasn't a real baby, it would be a goddamn commercial. They're not killing a baby on screen. But people bitch about anything that they want to bitch about, whether it is a friggin' Pop-Tart baby or it's...
Oh, man.
I just saw it. It's so whatever.
Yeah, it's no reason to complain. And when it comes to people that are viewed as a minority, I think there's so much of a vocal minority. I think Dace brought that up, vocal minority, of I don't stand out, or I don't stand out enough, or I feel like I'm different, so I need to fight back. And it's like, well, there's not as many people fighting against you as there used to be, so you don't need to as much. If you were to say that, when Iceman came out as gay, a lot of people that I was reading the opinions about were complaining that it was Iceman, not that they made an X-Men character gay. And I think that shows you right there why you shouldn't be complaining, unless something pops up where somebody says something like that. If there was a writer that said, James Bond can't be gay because I hate gay people, then it's like, dude, that ain't fucking cool.
Yeah.
But if he says James Bond is not going to be gay because James Bond's not gay, well, you know what? It's been 20-something movies. James Bond's not gay. That's fine.
Right.
If you want to have a gay spy movie, you can write another spy movie that happens to be about a gay guy. Or you can, if you were like, well, why can't James Bond be a fat woman? All right, well then go see the Melissa McCarthy movie Spy. There you go. I don't know. To me, I think that it's a problem, and it's a problem with how people deal with it. Any other thoughts you guys have before we just round this out?
Well, I think that I agree 100% what you're saying. I just wanted to add that, like with anything, it's always good to have a limit to things, It's really good in a way that people are talking a lot about diversity and realizing that a superhero can be many different things. They don't need to be just a white, straight male,
Yeah, short haircut always saves the woman.
Yes, and just very muscular and just very dashing looking. So it's nice. It's nice that we're realizing that the idea of perfection of the hero, it's not cookie cutter. It comes in many different ways because we're human beings, so we come in every single shape, size, whatever. But I also think that we need to, in a way, restrain ourselves where we're just finding issues with every single thing. You can try the best you can to create a superhero that will appeal to all different people, that's super inclusive and just very modern with the ideas, but you still find people that will not like it and will find things that are wrong with it and will find things that need to be changed. That's just how humans are. We're always trying to change things and improve things and complain about things. But I just think that it's nice that, even the fact that we're having this discussion right now, I don't think that it would have been a thing even a few years ago. So yeah, it's kind of annoying in a way, and they are definitely coming up with characters just to supply, like the gay quota or the Middle Eastern. We don't have any Middle Eastern characters. Let's just like drop one in. Why not? But we just need to go back to the basis of creating characters that are good and well developed. But yeah, I just wanted to add that.
Good way to wrap that up. So, one thing that we do have to do is we just have to plug some stuff. And we're going to go around in a circle here, and we're going to just tell you about some other things that we're working on, and then some other things that you can follow us on, and different social media accounts and all that other kind of stuff. Dace Man, go first.
Check out the Dace Man Show Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern on megapowersradio.com. That's really all we got going. And all the articles I just posted on fanboysanonymous.com. My fingers hurt. Go read them.
And Eddie?
Yeah, check out my band, Social Parasites. We're going to be playing next week an acoustic show. It's going to be here in Brazil, though, so if you can make it, that would be cool. God, anything?
Throwaway.
It's just it's not that. I mean, you can get a plane from JFK, and then I think this is straight flights to São Paulo.
Jersey to JFK.
yeah, you got to do that too. Never mind. I guess I got nothing. God, I have plans for peace in the Middle East next year, but yeah, I gotta go do that thing in somewhere else first.
Gotta go buy one of those dolls.
Yeah.
Pillows. Dolls are a different thing. Don't get it confused.
Yeah, that's it. You guys got me.
Caroline, anything that you want people to be aware of?
Yes. Aside from Fanboys Anonymous, which I haven't posted anything in a while. I'm sorry, you guys. Working on it. It's unfortunately it's getting to be a very, very long article. So I'm going to try to cut it a bit so that nobody kills me. But check out my website, C as in Caroline, zebra, O, F as in fuck you, and X.com. I'm going to be posting some really cool things soon. And you can also check out my Instagram, creepy_Caroline.
Okay, I didn't say X as in X-ray or something.
X-Files.
X as in xylophone.
Yeah.
Alright guys, from my side of things, you can go to smarkoutmoment.com for the wrestling stuff if you are into WWE, sports entertainment, and whatnot. You can check out the All Talk Show whenever we decide to do that, because we do that totally at random. But if you want to be on the live show for that, then you got to follow facebook.com/alltalkshow. That's where we alert you when we decide that we're going to do one. And if you can't find it live, then you can always check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. You can do that on Smarkout Moment, Fanboys Anonymous, and All Talk Show. We're on all three for all three. And of course, pay attention to everything else coming your way from fanboysanonymous.com. We've got a review point coming up later on this month of Ant-Man whenever we go to see that. That's next Thursday, right? Yeah. Huh.
Yes, sir.
We've got a For Real Movie Club coming up on this Sunday, I think, Dace, right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, we're going to do the Mission Impossible films for that one. And who knows what else we're going to do. If you guys want to have like a particular discussion, then leave a comment below. Tell us what you want to hear and see and think about and bitch about, whatever. And we will try to do that. Of course, we're going to try to do everything in geek culture because that's what we're here for. But for now, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for listening, everybody. Leave your comments below. Tell us what you think about these different subjects. Tell us if you think certain characters should change, and if they should change, why? And if certain characters shouldn't, why not? And of course, I have to reiterate, try to keep things where you're not just arguing and bickering with each other. That's not what we're doing here. But nonetheless, that's it for episode 21. We will see you next time, everybody. Adios.